As the healthcare leader of the Tri-Parish community, Terrebonne General Medical Center is a nationally recognized facility providing state-of-the-art technology and advanced services. Terrebonne General compassionately provides the most services responding to the greatest needs for our community. All right, welcome to Your Health with Terrebonne General Medical Center, and our guest tonight is William Miller, the Director of Community Services. There's William right there. Thanks for coming by, William. We appreciate it. TGMC to discuss the new program, Search Your Heart. Now, this program is to bring awareness to the audience, but first of all, what is it, William? Give it to us in your own words.
Okay, American Heart Association started the Search Your Heart program, Martin, several years ago, and we're going to go over that. It started in 1996, but it's a program that's a community-based educational tool to reach high-risk individuals.
Okay, very good. Now, how long has the Search Your Heart program been in existence at Terrebonne General?
Well, at Terrebonne General, we've been looking at the program for the last year. We just started a program. We started the program at First Baptist Church, Plymouth Rock Church in Deweyville. And that's...
so it was a pilot program basically at the church, and it moved into the medical center.
Well, I should be clearer on that. It's really more than a collaboration between Plymouth Rock Baptist Church, the American Heart Association, and Terrebonne General Medical Center. Okay. And without those three, everybody played an important role in getting it going.
So everybody has a little piece of the pie.
Yes, yeah, that's correct. Okay.
Now, William, who would be your target audience? Who are you trying to get involved in this?
Well, based on the research and statistics that we have, the target audience would be African Americans and Hispanics. And that's because they have the highest, in this country, they have the highest rate of heart disease and stroke. And it's interesting that it far exceeds what Caucasians have as far as stroke and heart disease.
So really, you're sort of targeting the program to your highest need.
Yes, sir. Yeah, okay. That's exactly right.
The program's working. Exactly how does the program work?
Well, the program works. We have 9 sessions, one per week, and during those sessions, we go in and we talk about nutrition, heart disease and stroke, and physical activity. And the heart disease and stroke, that's what we're on now. We just had the first session on April the 14th. And that includes bringing the attendees information on risk factors that can be changed and risk factors that cannot be changed. And those risk factors would include things that can be changed, such as diabetes, overweight, nutrition, eating properly, smoking, and the health factors that can't be changed that we talk to them about is aging and race.
All right.
And there's some others.
Very good. What we're going to do, we're going to take a break right now and hear from Terrebonne General Medical Center. When we come back, we're going to have more with William Miller.
Director here at the Little Theater in Houma. Sometimes I've acted, and I've even played in the orchestra. My name is Karen Schilling, and I was treated for breast cancer at Mary Bird Perkins at TGMC. Quality medical care and compassion should go hand in hand, and I definitely got that at Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. My doctors were incredible, and the technology is state-of-the-art. I believe that everyone at Mary Bird Perkins at TGMC deserves a standing ovation.
Most comprehensive health care available. will choose TGMC for life. Terrebonne General Medical Center. It all begins here.
My husband and I have known each other since high school, and Bobby and I are very close. When I started losing my hair during my cancer treatment, he volunteered to shave his head too. My name is Sherry Starkey, and in 2007, I was treated for breast cancer at Mary Bird Perkins. 2 different doctors recommended Mary Bird Perkins, and everybody there was fantastic. And I know being close to home and family really helped a lot too. I'm still here, and Mary Bird Perkins had a lot to do with that.
Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center at TGMC.
And welcome back to Your Health with Terrebonne General Medical Center. I'm Martin Foss. Our guest tonight is William Miller. Of course, he's the Director of Community Services at Terrebonne General Medical Center. We're talking a lot about Search Your Heart, which is a relatively new program at Terrebonne General Medical Center, and it brings heart health awareness to you in the public. So, William, we were talking a little bit about the program and how it worked. But there are also some screenings to go along with that. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, that's correct. Before the first session started, we had the attendees take a blood pressure screen, and we also had them take a body mass index a screening, just so that they would know where they stood as far as their blood pressure problems. Mm-hmm. And interesting enough, Martin, we were able, unfortunately, we were able to identify a couple people that needed to go see their physicians because their blood pressure was high.
Right.
And that now all of us have weight problems, so everybody will, during the 9-week session and after, will work on trying to eat better and exercise more in order to bring that body mass index down.
But if you wouldn't have had the screenings, these 2 individuals possibly could have gone on to have more serious health problems.
I think they would have. In fact, we had a long talk with one of the individuals after, and he probably has already seen his doctor. So we were fortunate to have those screenings.
Now, Terrebonne General Medical Center, what's their involvement with Search Your Heart?
Well, aside from being the facilitator, I'm the facilitator and others at the Outreach Center, we received a $20,000 grant from the Greater New Orleans Foundation that enables us to make this program available to the Terrebonne Parish residents. And our goal is to do 2 programs during 2011. Mm-hmm. We also have a goal, Martin, of increasing everyone's awareness on their personal health that attends the program. What we've done is that we had a pre-health survey that we had them complete, and then after the 9-week session, we'll have them complete a post-health screening, post-health survey. And our goal is to go up overall 10% from with the attendees' knowledge of their personal health.
It really sort of touches, William, into a compassionate side of healthcare, because a big medical center like Terrebonne General sort of targeting, like you said, African Americans and the Latin population. So really shows the compassionate side of a big medical institution, doesn't it?
I think it does. It shows that, hey, we're in this community and we want to do what's right for everyone to keep them healthy or to make them healthy. And one of the things that's been surprising to me, Martin, is that the attendees, participants, didn't realize what bad shape they were in. and that's not to make light of them, because we're all in bad shape.
I'd be scared to go.
Yeah. And so it's been interesting. Most sessions are set up to last 45 minutes, but it can go an hour and a half, depending on the questions. And we were there the first session, an hour and a half, because once again, we had clinical people there to answer questions that I couldn't necessarily answer. Mm-hmm. So we had some profound questions. It was an interesting session.
A lot of people get sort of intimidated by medical screenings and all, but once they get there, they find out it's really not as bad as they thought. Do you find that with this too?
Yes, and the other thing that helps, because these screenings are held in another area of the church, it reduces that anxiety or people, it reduces the fear that someone's going to know something about me.
And they feel good in their own church.
Yeah,
So-
and
so
that's
they-
the other thing. They felt good in their own church. And we had the ladies from the outreach center come and administer the high blood pressure checks and the BMW, and they were real comfortable with that. And Mary Miller was present to answer questions and also to assist in the screenings.
That's a good thing. Really sounds good. The goals of Terrebonne General Medical Center in instituting Search Your Heart, what would they be?
Well, the goals are, and it sounds simplistic, but it's to improve the overall health of the people that are attending, to give them the skills, the tools, the attitudes that's needed, just the general knowledge, so that they can use these tools to not to have heart disease, the risk of heart disease or stroke.
Right. So in other words, Granny may take the information, also pass it along
Oh yeah.
to her daughter, who passes it along, and so it's really an educational process, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a good point you make, and probably I wasn't going to allude to it today, but we had we had two ladies that actually brought in their children, and their children were 7 or 8 years old, and they wanted them to experience and hear at least the beginning, the overview of why Search Your Heart is so important.
Yeah, so in other words, it keeps them away from those fatty foods at a young age. Huh?
I don't know if that's going to be true.
Will work for me and you, but it might work for them. Huh?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to work for
But
them.
it sounds like a great program, and like on a personal note, what does it mean for you to be the director of community services? And really, it's an outreach program where you go outside of the medical center, and you get personal with people in their own church.
Yeah. Let me put it, well, first of all, being a native of Houma, I've known some of these people all my life, but I was cast about 16 years ago. I thought I was experiencing a heart attack, and one of the physicians from CIS cast me the next morning. And I just think it's important. I'm a diabetic also. I just think it's important that we understand the risks that we have, and that these risks, not following a certain guidelines, can lead to heart disease and strokes.
People can't fix things sometimes unless they know it.
That's exactly. And I have an example of it. I'm not going to hold it up, but we have a great book that was prepared by American Heart Association for the attendees. They'll get to keep that book. It's a summary of the 9 weeks. It's easy to read, and they can always have a reference source to go back to look at something.
Final question, William. Did you ever think, I mean, you've been at Terrebonne General for a long time, but it just always seems it's growing in leaps and bounds, but not only as a building, as a facility, but it's growing more and more into the community.
Yeah, and actually that's made me very proud, because once again, it's good to talk to people and they realize that, hey, if we have a problem in our section of the city, we can go to community services, to me, or to the outreach, and we will try to put some type of program together to address those problems.
All right, William, we appreciate you being on To Your
My
Health
pleasure.
today.
It's always good to be with you, Martin.
All right, thank you a lot. Once again, William Miller, and we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to be in the kitchen with George Caslow, and we'll see. George is back. We're going to see what he's cooking up in the Canada's kitchen. Don't go away.